This is one of the books I recently read, The Four Agreements. With over 7 million copies sold all around the world, this is a wonderful book based on ancient Toltec teachings and is filled with wisdom. Don Miguel, who wrote this book, was a surgeon when he had a near-death experience which changed his life forever. In his book, Don Miguel suggests that as children, we did not have the opportunity to choose our beliefs, so other people put it there for us. They programmed us with their own belief system. Then we grow up, and this programming controls every aspect of our lives. How we see things, how we judge other people and ourselves. Some of these beliefs are useful, but many are inaccurate, unrealistic, or even harmful. We did not consciously choose to believe in them. Beliefs like, I am not good enough, I am not intelligent enough, I am not lovable, or so many other limiting beliefs. We want to be loved, but we can't love ourselves. And why is that? Because someone, somewhere in our childhood, put that idea in our mind that I might not be lovable. These inaccurate beliefs that we have accepted consciously or unconsciously are the source of suffering in our lives. We may not be responsible for putting it there, but we are responsible for changing that. It is possible to wake up and change all these inaccurate beliefs. The first step to change is awareness. You need to become aware that these unrealistic beliefs exist somewhere inside you. Then you got to forgive yourself and others and let the past go. Just let it go. Jesus on the cross said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. And why they do not know what they do? Because the programming is doing it for them, and they are not aware of the programming. When you become aware, just forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness creates the space so you can bring change to your life. Don Miguel proposes 4 agreements that if you make these agreements with yourself, your life will change dramatically. The first agreement is to be impeccable with your words. Words are much more powerful than we realize. Impeccable means without sin. And anything that you do, say or believe that goes against yourself or others, that's a sin. Be impeccable with your words means don't use your words against yourself or others. You go against yourself when you judge or blame yourself for anything. This can happen in your head without even speaking. Personally, this is something that I need to work on. Last time that I wanted to give a presentation for my PhD thesis, I was judging myself for procrastination. And the more I judged and blamed myself, not only it became harder to start preparing for the presentation, I also felt so bad about myself. You can always measure the impeccability of your words by watching how you feel about yourself or how much you love yourself. So be aware of the power of your words. Get in the habit of saying only what you mean and meaning only what you say. And when in doubt, say nothing at all. The second agreement: don't take anything personally. Imagine you are walking in a street and someone comes to you and says, "Hey, you are so ugly." How you're gonna feel about that? If you take it personally and believe what they're saying is true, you're probably gonna feel terrible. But you should know that nothing, absolutely nothing that other people do or say to you is about you. When someone calls you ugly, it says a whole lot more about them and their problems. When you take it personally, you are admitting that you believe in it. Remember, what people do or say is based on their programming. And by not taking it personally, we learn to become less reactive and more detached. Sometimes it may be tough to practice this agreement, but one of my favorite teachers, Mary Sapir, which I absolutely love her. She has an amazing TED Talk, and in it, she talks about how you can avoid rejection and create connection by not letting in negative opinions. I will put the link in the description. Third agreement: don't make assumptions. We have the tendency to make assumptions about everything. The problem with making assumptions is that we believe they are the truth. We could swear they are real. Be aware of your natural tendency to assume things about yourself, others, and the world around you. Don Miguel says, we make assumptions when we believe we know what others are thinking, when we believe we know their point of view. But we don't know, and we only project our own belief onto others. Unfortunately, we have a tendency to make negative assumptions and often jump to negative conclusions. This can lead to useless arguments that could have been simply prevented. Just stop assuming you know and ask questions instead. Look and listen without judgment, and have the courage to ask questions and clarify. Make sure the communication is clear. Once you hear the answer, you don't have to make assumptions because you will know the truth. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Fourth and final agreement. Always do your best. This is my favorite agreement. Always do the very best you can, but don't worry about if your best is good enough or not. Instead, accept that your best will change from moment to moment depending on the condition within and around you. Don Miguel says, doing your best, regardless of the quality, is the only thing you must ask of yourself. When you are doing your best, you are enjoying the action without expecting a reward. This agreement allows you to practice and make all the other agreements become a habit. So do what you can with what you have from where you are, and you can ask nothing more of yourself. He suggests, when you fail to implement an agreement, it's okay. Start again and then again until it becomes ingrained in you, in who you really are. If you liked what I put in this short animated summary, I strongly recommend reading the book. It's only 150 pages and it's filled with wisdom. Also, please like the video and subscribe for more book summaries in the future. Thank you.